I'm flustered after this morning, though. I'm flustered. I went out in public this morning. I needed to make a Sprite Zero run. I did it very early. So I get out and about before most of the folks are out and about. And, you know, I may have mentioned this in the past, but I've been trying to get Black Beauty, my beautiful Ford Expedition that served me so well. I've been trying to get Black Beauty to 300,000 miles. Because like 3 years ago, before the pandemic, I was at like 297,500 miles. And I said, when I get to 300,000 miles, I'm going to get me a brand new vehicle. And then since I don't plan to drive another 300,000 miles in my life, that'll be the last vehicle I ever have to buy, right? No matter how long I live. Because I've had this one for 15 years. And I'm trying to stick to that because I've made a promise to myself. Now, I did buy Stacy a new car here, 4, 5, 6 months ago, whatever it was, because she's going back and forth to her back doctor. She takes Harley to her vet appointments and her grooming. It's the family. She needs reliable transportation. I don't intend to go any farther than 2 miles from the house for the rest of my life, so I'm willing to put up with a few inconveniences. But I looked at my odometer today, and I'm still only at 298,989. I've put like 1,600 miles on this vehicle in the last, 2.5 years. And it seems like I'm never going to get to the 300,000, but I'm starting to endure more inconveniences. I just had the wiper blades replaced because the wiper blades had fallen off. And I haven't had the car washed since November of 2019. And the air conditioning and heat, the fan, regardless of what you got on, air conditioning or heat or whatever, the fan has been stuck on high for about the past 2 years. And I've got a few sensor lights on. Now, it's not sensing that anything's wrong of a major way. It's sensing that the sensor is bad and the sensor needs replaced. And then I've also got holes that I've found that are rusted in the bottom of the passenger and driver's side doors. You can stick your hand all the way up inside the door from the bottom on each side. I mean, these are giant holes that are, I guess, that does take a lot of weathering down there. And the most recent thing that happened was I went to get out of the truck, Brian, and as I opened my door, the door handle came off in my hand. So now, when I go somewhere, when I get to where I'm going and I pull in the parking space, I have to roll my window down, unlock my door, open the door from the inside. I'm sorry, but reach out and open the door through the open window from the inside to the outside. And then bring my hand back in and roll the door or the window back up. I'm screwing this whole thing up. See, I haven't got this procedure down yet. I got to roll the goddamn window down. I got to reach out. I got to unlock the door. Then I got to reach out and open the door from the outside. Then I've got to roll the window back up. And then I got to turn the car off and take the key out to get out of the car. Should I wait another 1,100 miles? That's going to be like another year and a half at this rate.
You keep saying roll down the windows. You don't have old school.
Well, no, it's a power window, but okay. I got to roll down the window to reach out through the open window to open the door.
So you lower the window.
The outside. I lower the window. Well, I roll it down. That's what you call it.
Well, when you had a thing to roll around, you don't have the thing to roll around, so you're lowering it. You're not rolling it.
Well, the phones don't have dial anymore, but you dial a number. It's goddamn terminology that stands the test of time, for fuck's sake. You roll the window down, regardless of how the fuck the contraption is that makes the window go down, you're rolling your car window down.
I wish I had my clicker to change this channel right now.
Or a gimmick. If you had the gimmick, you could change the channel. Give me the clicker gimmick. But what should I get a new car?
I think you should get a new car, but I think you should spoil yourself. If this is going to be the last car you ever get for the rest of your life, get something, kind of fancy. Get like a sports car.
No. Are you out of your mind? I have been driving a Ford Expedition for the past 15 years, for the past 300,000 miles, right? If I get in a regular car now, I feel like I'm riding down the road in a roller skate. I'm going to get the same. I'm going to get the Ford Expedition because that way, if I ever do have to go anywhere, because I don't fly, I can put all the shit that I need for however long I need to be gone in that thing. And also, I've got weight. Through snow and sleet and driving rain, I always get the fucking all-weather tires. And I've got weight and I got four-wheel drive. I'm not going to get stuck anywhere. And I've got size. So I've got some fucking height on people so I can see over things. And I've got size to protect me in case some idiot decides to goddamn run into me. That's what I'm going for, is I'm going for safety.
You made me think of something when you talked about having enough space, enough room to take whatever you need with you, wherever you need to go for whatever reason you need to get on the road and go.
Yeah.
You've seen all those Charles Bronson films like Death Wish and Death Wish 2 and 3 and perhaps 4
and 5 and 6. Yeah, they started going downhill.
Do you think you would be good beyond all the people you legitimately hate? They're all kind of like one-offs. But do you think you'd be good as a general vigilante?
What, just in general?
In general, do you have the skills to be like a city vigilante? Just, you're breaking the law, but...
How did you get this from a fucking SUV where I can take all my goddamn possessions wherever I need them to go? So I can go and be a vigilante? Where did this come up?
I'm trying to book
it, and no.
I'm trying to book the rest of your life right now.
Well, leave your hands off the rest of my fucking life. I've got it booked. I've got plenty to do already. But no, I'm not going to fucking involve myself in other people's petty problems and disputes. I wouldn't be able to work up a good sense of goddamn anger against some fucking knucklehead, some random idiot that had done something to somebody else. Let them vigilante that motherfucker.
Have you ever seen the people I think they're called like real life superheroes, as silly as that sounds, but they're adults who dress in like superhero garb. I don't know if it's latex or what it is. I think there was someone in Seattle I saw a piece about. They just hang out in like bad areas of town in the shadows because they're in this ridiculous outfit. What? And they wait for something to happen and then they run out and they like try to save the day and usually it ends with them being charged with assault for punching people in the face. Because even if you declare yourself a superhero, you don't have a fucking badge.
You don't have a license to be a superhero in this state. Are you kidding? You got to go to Frankfurt and get a PL 547 form and fill that out. No, I thought where you were going with that is I thought that they dress in superhero costumes and then go to like children's hospitals and wash the windows like Spider-Man or whatever. I've seen that. I didn't know they... Can you imagine some dipshit dressed as Spider-Man going to the fucking hood, hiding in the shadows, waiting to break up a fucking crack deal?
No, you're not getting it. They're not dressing as famous superheroes. They develop their own superhero characters.
No!
Yes, they give themselves their own superhero names and they have designs. Like, I guess they're not just vigilantes, they're also expert designers. They come up with their own outfits. Yeah, they're not doing like cosplay. They're the real deal. They're real life superheroes.
So the next day on the news, Broccoli Man was found dead in Central Park. His head was chopped off with ranch dressing strewn around him.
You would have to be the worst real-life superhero ever, the idiot of all time, to be Broccoli Man.
Well,
you're just screaming to get shot.
You'd have to be a complete idiot to make up your own goddamn superhero costume and go to the hood and try to break up a crack. Maybe they might even be, if they're fucking high on crack, Spider-Man might intimidate them. But fucking Dachshund Man? What the fuck?
I've found something here. And by the way, thank you for talking about your car. I don't know why that led us down this road.
Yeah, I've become a vigilante. Charles Bronson didn't even have a fucking SUV. They didn't have SUVs back in those days.
On Wikipedia, real-life superhero is a person who dresses up in a superhero costume or mask in order to perform community service, such as neighborhood watch, or in some cases, vigilanteism. And then it has here, hold on, let me go down.
And they get the cops called on them more than they solve crimes because people are calling 911 going, there's some fucking idiot dressed in a goddamn pair of pajamas climbing on my neighbor's roof.
Apparently some of it is cosplay, because in Canada, again, this is all from Wikipedia. I haven't done heavy research yet. I have a feeling we're going to get some emails about this. There's a Spider-Man of Winnipeg.
Oh, geez.
He dons a classic Spider-Man costume and takes the full name and responsibilities of the character.
It's Tony Condello.
Winnipeg Spider-Man leaves his house either during the day or in the middle of the night to patrol the streets in search of people in need or crimes to report to the police. Okay, so he's not getting involved. He notes he never intervenes in criminal activity.
But, well, until somebody pulls him into it.
He only acts as eyes and ears, and he's in a Spider-Man costume. Can you imagine you're mugging somebody, you turn around, there's someone in a Spider-Man costume watching you?
Taking notes.
There's the Crimson Canuck of Windsor, Ontario. Doesn't have any other details about him. There's Polar Man. He shovels snow off sidewalks and keeps playgrounds safe for children during the day and patrols the streets for criminals at night wearing a black balaclava. A black balaclava?
Baklava.
That's not baklava. Baklava's a dish.
Well, I mean, it's not... I'm sure one of these superheroes has become fucking Sausage Man and he wears goddamn Polish sausages around his...
Here are some of the American superheroes we have here. There's Phoenix Jones, who's a mixed martial artist who patrols Seattle, Washington. This must be the guy I saw. In search of criminal activity in a bulletproof vest and stab plating. Initially wearing a ski mask to intervene in a public assault, Jones later developed a full costume and adopted the pseudonym. There's also Master Legend from Orlando. Of course he is. He's a member of the Justice Crusaders. And
Is their clubhouse the Fortress of Solitude? What?
I mean, I guess they have the right idea. I mean, the right intentions. The right intentions. Maybe not the right idea. They have the right intentions.
They mean well.
They mean well.
That's what you're saying.
That's right.
And they need therapy.
This Squeegee Man.
Squeegee Man?
He fights grime and crime. In Manhattan, wearing a red mask and cape. He was reported as making a mock run for president in 2008. There's the Dark Guardian.
I think I met him years ago. Remember I told you about this long, I don't know if it's on the show or not, but my first trip to New York, Paul Lee wants to drive me around and show me the city and blah, blah, blah. And he's got that little car it's a little sports car like you want me to get, like some goddamn dentist having a midlife crisis, get a fucking Corvette with the headlights that folded in and out, right? They fold in. You remember those kind of cars.
Of course.
They were very sporty.
Very nice.
Well, we're driving down a street in the middle of New York, and this bum comes out and starts wiping the goddamn headlights, right? With some kind of rag or a piece of newspaper or whatever. I'm like, are we about to get mugged? I don't know what the fuck's going on in New York with this shit. I'm not used to this. I come from normal places. And Paulie says, nah, fuck, he's a bum. He wants a quarter. And he hits the fucking button and closes his headlights on the guy's hand. And the guy's like, he can't get his rag out. And then I said, Paul, let him have his goddamn... And he opens them back up, and we're at a red light, by the way. And then, so the guy's washed the fucking headlights, so I'm fishing in my pocket trying to find a quarter. I think I had $1. I'm going to give him $1. I start to roll the window down, the light changes, and Paul roars off and fucking leaves him in a cloud of fucking soot. I said, but we didn't give him his $1. He fucking cleaned the headlights for us.
Well, two things. One, Paulie may have been a conscientious New Yorker, because you don't want to encourage this sort of behavior. And secondly...
Well, apparently it was already fucking encouraged here. He just boldly went right up and did it without being asked.
Well, secondly, if you think that's the actual Squeegee Man of Squeegee Man, the superhero fame, I'm sure We have more than one squeegee man here in the tri-state area.
Well, no, I'm thinking that's what prompted him to get a squeegee, because he said, fuck, that goddamn hurt my hand. I'll get a squeegee, and if they close on the squeegee, I got some space there, some distance.
That wasn't where I thought you were going to go. When you said you met him in New York and you must have told me about it, I thought you were going to say like, oh, he came to Ring of Honor one time, squeegee man.
No, this is long ago. This was like 1985. He's been practicing
85?
for a long time, squeegee man. 85 is when I first went up there, right? 85 or early 86.
Are you talking about before Paulie was managing? Like when you
Yeah.
I didn't realize you rode around with Paulie before you worked with Paulie.
No, that's it may have been, no, it wasn't after the Meadowlands. We went to a spot show somewhere in New York and ended up staying in the city for whatever the first time we came up for Crockett. And Paul was doing the photography at that point. And then he came to the Meadowlands in February of 86, first time we were up there, and shot those pictures of me in the midnight when we had just won the World Tag Belts in the locker room there that had been circulated in various places. No, I knew Paulie before he joined our fraternity, when he was just a lowly photographer like I had been, long those 3 years before.
And I guess to tie it back to our conversation, you don't want to be stuck in a car like that if someone in a car like yours is coming right at them.
Yeah, I've got everybody on the fucking road except for the goddamn trucks. I've got all the passenger vehicles fucking intimidated coming down the road in Black Beauty, right? I want to keep it that way. These people need to stay far away from me. They don't know what they're doing. Drivers, they don't use their left and right turn indicators. Have you ever noticed everybody that goes slower than you are is an idiot, and everybody that goes faster than you are is a maniac? Have you ever noticed that?
No, everyone goes slower than me, so I haven't really noticed that too much.
Well, then they're all idiots. But every once in a while, you'll find a maniac. And then the people that follow too closely. And the people that follow too far back. And blah, blah, blah. You got to have protection around you for all these people that don't pay attention. You see wrecks all the time.
Do you think it should be a national law that any multi-lane highway, the leftist most lane, or the most left lane, I guess is the way we would say it, should be the fast lane?
Well, yes, because that's what it is. That is the law. The left lane is the fast lane.
You say it's the law like you won't get a speeding ticket if you're going fast in that lane.
Well, no, that you're going to get a speeding ticket if you go faster than the speed limit, but that is still the fast. That is where you are supposed to pass. That is where, if you are going to dick around like Grandma Moses on Somas, going 40 miles an hour in a 55 mile an hour zone, stay to the right so that everybody can blow past you and give you the finger. So there'd be a lot less road rage if people just followed common sense etiquette. You're going to be a dick, stay over to the right. If you need to get where you're going, stay over to the left. If you want to just drive the speed limit and be unmolested, the middle lane is the place you should be.
How about left lane speed limit 85?
No, that's ridiculous.
Why?
Because, let me explain something to you, as Deputy Barney Fife would say the speed limit's 60, but we give you 5 miles an hour, you're going 65. You go 65 today, tomorrow it'll be 70. We give you 70, you go 75 the next day. We give you 75 the day, you're going to go 80. And see where I'm going with this. So if you tell people it's absolutely okay to do 85, they're going to do 100. So you tell people in the left lane, you get maybe 5 miles an hour extra. Maybe you get 75, because then they're going to do 80.
Based on Barney Fife.
Based on Barney Fife. It's the Fife metric of speeding and law enforcement.
Why does everything lead back to Don Knotts with you?
Because Don Knotts was a smart motherfucker. If people lived their lives more like Don Knotts did, they'd be better off.